anomaly named Entity 401 is an aggressive, dangerous entity that is extremely hostile to humankind, and is not to be confronted if the entity is spotted in your area. The entity is extremely dangerous around humans, and will almost never threat to attack one if it spots a human. If the entity does find out where you are hiding,
oh, guess who's back? Back again. Oh, look at these cobwebs. Represents the state of this channel since I've been gone for a year. Sick. What a great way to start. Anyways, your boy did exactly what he had to do. Got that wood inside of me and made my tools. Oh, the quest book. Totally forgot to crack this bad boy open. Cordyceps fungus has mutated, now being able to infect any living being. They can take control of life forms once infected. It's only a matter of time until everything decays into mycelium. These infected have been evolved into becoming immune to high temperatures. However, low temperatures still affect them negatively. These new mutations allow infected to evolve at much faster rates, but also allowed to communicate with each other through a hive mind. The hive mind will not stop until the whole world is infected. Can you build a base to survive the spore infection? Death history, won't need to worry about that. Okay, don't really like this biome, so let's keep it moving. Oh, what do we have here? Oh boy. I think the move is to find some structure. What is this? Aha, an iron sword. Their camp? And the armor. Okay, we'll take leather pants. Looking like those guys who, you know, got the pants a little too high. Rabbit. I do need rabbit hide. Back here. Alright, I did not get rabbit hide, and those children are now motherless, so let's leave. I just created Bambi, but the rabbit version. It's okay, it had rabies. It was for the greater good. Look how beautiful this is. It's purple. You can make like a movie here or something. Alright, so we hole up in this mountain and call it a day. I would go inside of the mountain that night, got myself a bit of cobblestone to create my stone tools, and would set out continuing on my journey. Really got a job to do, because I would hate for such a beautiful biome like this to be absolutely infected. Apologize. From one Canadian to a cow. What do you call Canadian cow? A Cow-Nadian. You know, it's only day 2 and we're already cracking out absolutely dead jokes. Oh, we got a structure. What do we have here? 4, we have a blast furnace. We will take that. A bunch of furnaces that have coal in it. Next, a minecart, some cookies, and mangrove progagia. I don't know how to say that. Nether wart. Oh, wait, that's actually W find. Nice old find. Look at that. Ain't that cinematic? Wait, let me do one more thing. Embrace all of this, because who knows? It'll be overtaken soon. I see some smoke. I want it. I want it. Does have a power 4 bow. Alright, well, I've got to make myself a little temporary home once more. Day 3, I would stumble into a forest that looked a bit familiar to me. Looks like we're on Endor right now. Hope the Ewoks are not hunting me too. Bamboo! We actually need that. Oh my god, look at that Moglodon one. A bamboo log? Jesus. After getting some bamboo log and regular bamboo, I find a creature that devours this food. Perhaps we'll find a panda. Oh, look at that, eh? As I journeyed on, I found myself some salmon berries. These tasty little berries. I'm not sure if they exist in real life, but I guess I'm always a Google search away. Anyhow, I started getting a little bit frustrated, but that frustration was put aside because it got quenched by this finding. Bro, where are the structures at, though? Oh my. Just as I say that, what have we found here? Kitchen. Ooh, definitely find food there. Oh god. What was that sound? What the f is that? Oh my god. So I ran and swam away and never looked back and would call it a night outside in the wilderness. And on day 4, I would find some more comforting structures. Look at this. We'll camp. How comforting. Yes, village. Now this is comforting. Alright, rob them clean. I would do my due pillaging of the village and found myself a map that would lead to a discovery nearby. Yeah, ooh, wait, is that the prison? I don't know what that is, but we'll definitely check it out. Thankfully, I wasn't the only one putting up a fight against the mycelium infection. Vivimos en una sociedad. Day 5, I had my morning dose of taking out an infected human, and then would travel up the hill and found what exactly was on that map. Ah, God, what is all this gross stuff? The roof was covered with the mycelium infection, but I made my way through and did a little exploiting to get some good stuff. And a chest with... Alright, allow me to get suited up, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that is definitely infested. From a safe spot, I took out the players who were just like me and continued on inside of the laboratory to the other chests that were on the second floor. Beautiful. Isn't it so much more welcoming now? Oh, so nasty, bro. Oh. What do we have here? Backpack! Oh my god. Backpack. Yes. What a freaking lifesaver. Once I was done looting the second floor, I went down to the true entrance of this place and got myself 2 important blocks that would come handy in the future. Discount radar. I then continued taking out the mobs that were there and then took a nice little nap in this very disgusting place. Day 6. After completely wiping out the mobs that were there, I finished looting the chest and then found a little vent that went somewhere. So it's kind of stupid to go inside of, I feel like. Hey man, it's about exploration. All 3 chests were empty, unfortunately. Alright, let's get out of here before I have literal nightmares tonight. Alright, well that was fun exploring. It's got me excited. What else is in this mod pack? Okay, wow. What do we have here? Okay. Who goes there? At the church's sex dungeon. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Alright, it goes deeper. It's getting scary. I see it. Terra Secundus. Samuel Cartum. What the hell is in this church? Ike unis, or I try to spell anus. Natusinaru bellatorum vivere in Aternum. No idea what I just said. If anyone can translate, that would be sick. This church was shrouded in mystery. Why was there this underneath parts in the church? Quite strange if you ask me. As for the loot, it had quite the same things that I found in the laboratory, and on day 7, I continued looting what was there, such as those 2 blocks of gold surrounded by candles. Not sure what ritual that was for. Before leaving, I then found that, there's quite a high ceiling, and up there were tons of books, so I took it upon myself to get as many as I could, and then found this disgusting creature. What the f is that? Is that alive? Alright, I say we start honing in to finding our home. And home would not be found, so I watched the sun set and would once again sleep in the wilderness. And on day 8, I continued my journey for a home. Is that a turtle? You guys realize I've never seen a turtle swim in Minecraft. They're always perched up. Oh yeah, humble little home. Perfect timing as the sun sets. Oh, look at this. Some apples, golden carrots, bread. Never hurts to get your bread up. What the hell is this? Is this an actual dam? Damn. See, a hunter. Monster hunter. Whoa, okay. Rose in the big leagues. Wish you the best, kind sir. As I continued frolicking in the plains, I then got a message. What the f is that? Endure these balls in your face. How about that? Whoa! Alright, I think I found my spot. Ladies and gentlemen, this is bunker. Perfect timing. This little area is what we're gonna turn into our home. Alright, so the bunker is not a safe place. Bloody hard, apparently. Now let's get our tree game up. Even with that warning, I decided to ignore it and would still call this place home. So I got started in collecting some logs nearby, and on day 10, I started planting the bamboo and saplings that I had collected up to this point. Then I found a little cave opening nearby that intrigued me a little, and well, let's just say it led to this. Here we go down through here. Just saw something die. Well. Smart always wins. Oh my god, okay, there is a lot. Oh, f. Hell spawn is down there. Take a deep breath. Now. I'm gonna die. I'm actually gonna die. Down, get down! You know, how I managed to survive that long is honestly a miracle, but I died so much afterwards since my spawn was right beside these twats, as I like to call them. And you're probably asking yourself, oh my god, this guy dies? Yes, this is the channel that brings you real 100 days, no bullshit. So like and subscribe for that. Anyhow, let's get back to it, to the life where I do survive these freaks. Almost. Oh my god, I found a way. I hate my life right now. What? Needs to be something good, bro. I need a break. Break would be granted indeed. So after not giving up and pushing through, I found this area that had tanks, and along them were chests and crates filled with different types of loot, all of differing rarity. Mending! Diamonds! Whoa. I thought this place was absolutely cool. You know, those redstone doors, the diamond chest plate I found. And while I was down there, I returned to day 11, where I continued looting this place of its stuff, for lack of better words, but there was a growing mycelium infection nearby. Ah, look at these cucks waiting for me. I will smite you. Just realized the cordyceps spread here. How are these? Ew. Pulsating goober. It's like a nipple in the ground. This is the armor I'm talking about. You're joking. You're actually joking. You're joking. It's not what I died to. I swear to God. Day 12, not gonna lie, in my mind, I wanted to quit. I was getting very, very frustrated with how this was going. Call back to mine shafts and monsters. OGs know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I had to push through and come up with a plan as to how to take out this flying freak. Since my loot was gone, so I got armored up, came up with this cobweb and flint and steel wombo combo, and tried to lure it in to its death. Come here, come here, come here, come here. You're joking! There's no shot. Day 13, I had to push through the adversity. So I got my dead body and the loot that it had, and would lure in the fairies. I think that's, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, to my trap, and would once and for all kill this thing. And rot in hell. Redemption story starts now. Oh boy. Dude, I haven't even explored the upper level. And I already see a flying freak. Oh, they're coming down. They're coming down. I may need to find another way out, if I'm being honest. It is cooked. Actually, wait, that's only with... For what? Man? Nope, nope, nope. I spy with my little eye a little cuck. Okay, there's actually so many of them. Yeah, the cordyceps in this area was growing rapidly and I got spooked away, so I decided it was time to go up to the surface. So I started digging my good old stairs up, and then unfortunately, well, this happened. Bro, it's only day 13, I'm already struggling so much, bro. I just need to bulk up. I'm on an absolute training arc. Brilliant. I don't have a crafting table. What? And I don't have wood to make a pickaxe. No, I need to go back down. Wow. Whoa, diamond hoe. Thing I needed most right now. Thank you. With the wood I found, I got myself some sticks and crafted my diamond pickaxe to get myself to the surface on the morning of day 14. What an absolute horror of a mission. Oh, look at that. The Spanish Inquisition is back. What the hell is that supposed to mean, huh? You bastard. Like, what is that hell spawn? Dude, he's walking on water. I can't be asked. Yes! Oh my god. The majority of my day was spent taking out that Spanish Inquisition person. I guess he was trying to colonize my ass or something. And it was slowly creeping to my mind that maybe the bunker wasn't home after all. Madness. That is what this mod pack is. You see, there's just some freak over there, man. Like... oh my god. Please, man! Let me have a break! Okay, lock in. Nope. Thou shalt not fear. Thou shalt not fear. The building there. It's a village. I've never been happier to see a village, bro. It's abandoned. You've got to be joking. You've actually got to be joking. Day 15. I would take a look around at what would be my new home. An abandoned village. That's what I find by my home. Okay, I think screw it. We take out the power 4 bow and just, you know, put the shong on the table and don't hold back. This is not looking good, y'all. It is not looking good. All right, we've got a lanky bastard here. Once I took out that crawling creature, my goal was to get some of the stuff I left behind near the bunker, and this wasn't going to be an easy task. As long as there's not the flying ones, you know, the good old, they fly now ones, we stand a chance. Nope. We're out of here. Building a home by a bunker is probably the stupidest thing I've ever thought of. Congrats. You're an idiot. I shall reclaim this abandoned village as my own. We shall rebuild it from the ground up. This is adversity, ladies and gentlemen. This is what makes the story better. Those voices you hear in your head, that's what makes it better. Oh yeah, it does. So it was time to do some terraforming in the village where I would build the wall. So this was the little layout I was going with, you know, have that entrance with the little tower to the side, and I would do that for the whole day. And on day 17, I needed more cobblestone, so I started digging some stairs by the nearby mountain, and then this is what I had to say. You know what, we can't build, you know, perfect looking buildings, we gotta be scrappy, so we'll use different types of woods. That means cherry as well. So peaceful, bro. Like, that bunker literally was cursed. These are words I definitely should have kept to myself. Day 18. Started using some of the cherry log, and this is what I came up with. I was just building off the dome. I really didn't have a plan as to what exactly I wanted to build, and this is what I had by the evening of day 18. Alright, let's see how it looks. Oh my god, that is something, y'all. That is quite the build. Day 19, I continued my building efforts of the castle wall and then had a little bit of a scare. Oh! Let me to my tower. Built it for moments like these. I lost sight of the creature, so I continued building, added some bamboo spikes along the wall, and as the sun began to set, things got a little rowdy. Now, whether we can... Oh, he's breaking stuff. No, Skelly? Skelly? We're part of the same team here, believe it or not. I'd make some wannabe parkour move down the tower and straight to my bed, so I could jump to day 20 to see the damage that was done to the wall. What the f... Alright, well this gave a little peek as to how horrible and the fences. It was reevaluation time, but before that I got some sand and started taking down what I had built. I know it felt kind of like a waste of 2 days, but I think this was a necessary move given the circumstances of how easily destroyed my castle wall. Day 21. Alright, let's actually make that surgery table. Oh shoot. Alright, let's make a little Hail Mary run. Day 21, I had a mission to get some material back at the bunker since I needed it to create a surgery table, but my plans were quickly shut down. God damn it, I knew it. I would return home with failure clouding my mind. And on day 22, I got myself a little chicken. Oh, we got a little one. Oh. Quite comforting given the state of this world. Next, I crafted a diamond sword. One of my dead bodies. Oh my god, it's become a skeleton. That's how long it's been. And my Hail Mary run was worth it as I was able to successfully claim all of the stuff I left behind. Alright, let's start building an actual home for my stuff. I decided the best place for this next home was in the heart of the mountain nearby, so I continued expanding it, built my chests, and transferred my stuff into there. Thou shalt not fear. Day 23, I finished transferring my stuff into the new home, and at last crafted the surgery table. Anesthesia not required. This unlocked the possibility of turning the fungal remains into my advantage, but there was plenty of stuff I needed to craft beforehand in order to do that. At nighttime it began raining, so I took it upon myself to finish my little entrance to my humble home, and crafted my first piece of armor from the fungal remains that I had. I've run out of fibers. Alright, you know what that means? It's hunting season. It's gonna fall. Just as I decided it was hunting season for me, the cordyceps infection decided it was also hunting season for them. And right outside, there was a surprise. Oh my god. I covered my entrance as best as possible and shot my arrows and swiped away at the mobs that were at my door. Oh my god, bro. Then I heard blocks being broken nearby and decided I had to book it. That's getting close. That is getting close. Oh my god. Oh, for f***'s sake. I'm dead. God. How does that spawn, bro? It's all infected now. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to move to a cold biome now. Oh my days. Oh, it's still there. Alright, this world may actually be cooked. Day 25, I was stuck in a time loop as if I was in Groundhog Day, and after many attempts, I finally made an escape and was able to retrieve my initial dead body. No, just as I thought shit was going well, I spoke way too soon. Swim, swim, just swim, just swim. Don't look back, don't look back, just swim. Thank you, Dolphin, I love you. Dolphin for the win, bro. Who would have thought my best friend in Apocalypse would be a dolphin? Alright, here's the good news. Back there, it's the regular freaks and then one flying freak. I switched my spawn point to one of the beds in the abandoned village and then took a quick peek to what was now my old home that was heavily infested. And unfortunately there was no good way of getting in with all the mobs that were there, so I lured them out and took out the ones that I could. Sit down. Alright, I need to get my stuff and get the hell out of here. This place is chalked. It's horrendous. I'd give it a 1 star in Airbnb. Oh, bloody hell. No wonder it's so... The sweaty sniper. Oh my god, it's destroying my armor. Oh my god. Here's food for thought. We just go into the wilderness with our lives before it's too late. Wow, what a great idea. Oh my god, it's spread all the way to here. How did I miss this? Nah, we're out, bro. We'll be back for our stuff. Just not today, bro. I skate via the countryside, leaving my stuff behind, and I still die. Yeah, I was going through it with this mod pack. Once again, in my mind, I want to quit. But I had to keep pushing forward because I don't quit that easily. Anyhow, I made it to the nearby mountainside, and a little fact is cold biomes actually slows down the parasites and makes them weak. So I thought, hey, let's make a home in the heart of the mountain. An ice mountain, to be more exact. In my mind, I was like, yeah, for the contents, I won't base up in a cold biome. Worst decision. Oh, here's our new home. Day 27, because I was absolutely lacking in materials and armor since I had to leave behind mostly everything, I was lucky to find a nearby laboratory. This one's a little different though because Mad Dog was inside of it. Oh, and also Bowser, can't forget about him, and also Keymind, a few others. Anyhow, I absolutely drilled through, got what I needed, and on day 28, I would return back to my house and started organizing a bit more. Please just have one place work out. Please. Let's do some scouting. Maybe there's cold biome extends elsewhere. After calling that Fyra's thing a very, very nice thing, on day 29, I added a little something special to the mod pack because I believe it was fair game because I was in search of something that would turn the tide against the cordyceps infection. So I dug deep into the heart of the mountain in search of redstone since I did not have any. During that process, I found something unexpected, that being the skulk biome, or whatever you call it. Maybe the warden can help my cause. It's the level of desperation I'm at. And boy, was it already roaming with the cordyceps mobs, so I quickly backtracked and continued my search for redstone. That's all I need. Hit 30. You know, instead of hearing morning birds, you know, the doves and pigeons when they make that noise, that's... I think y'all know what I'm talking about. I get this instead, basically every day. Thankfully though, I got exactly what I needed, which was my explorer's compass and pinged down a frozen ocean. Okay, we're in business, guys. We have an adventure ahead of us. Before going on my adventure, I added a reinforced door to my entrance and these buttons, so it was a bit more sturdy and harder to get in, and then I got a message. Prepare. And that's why I'm glad to be leaving this place. Day 31, my adventure towards the frozen ocean would begin. I swear if any of these mycelium freaks come close to my goats, I will smite them on sight. Now there's more at stake, ain't no abandoned village. I went up mountains and down mountains, across plains, and at nighttime, I would make it to the frozen ocean, and after a bit of exploring, I at last found what I was in search of. It looks cool, but also menacing. Oh, yes! Beacon of light in the darkness. Here we are. Look at that. Oh yeah. The top floor was filled with loot, and then I accidentally found out that you can put a lantern on your belt slot, so I thought that was pretty cool. Oh, I can put this on my belt? Shut up. Oh, hell yeah. Blocks of iron. Ladies and gentlemen, we have found the good stuff. I then got onto my knees and onto the floor, and inside and through the vents, I found what I was searching for. Whoa, okay, I have found some crazy stuff. Now this is what I came here for. This will bring balance. This CDU will bring peace, freedom, justice, and security to my new world. Yes, more. So here's the worst part. I don't remember my coordinates back home, but I do remember the direction. This is where it's point. Wait, no, I just gotta go in this direction if I'm doing the math correctly, which there's none involved. Yo, okay. Yep, we're gonna get away from long arm over there. I don't recognize this. So your boy made a really bad mistake and did not remember the coordinates to home, and I did not have a bed when nighttime approached, so I ended up holing up, took a little peek, and then decided, yeah, it's probably best to stay underground. So on day 33, I continued my search for my home. Though I see the snowy mountains, I will not be comforted. So stupid of me. Sit down. Day 33, I traveled all day in search of my home and did not come even close to it, so I had to take out some sheep to craft a bed. And on the morning of day 34, I continued my search for my home, and then it finally dawned to me that, oh yes, I did have the coordinates to my home, and this is how. Alright, to cope a little, I'm gonna say, yeah, I recognize these lands. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know when I check what day it is when I first come into a world? Well, that's exactly what I did, and I checked the old recording, and I know exactly where I live. I am about 4,000 blocks away. So yeah, fat L, it's gonna delay. Yeah, so anybody who already commented, you're stupid, just check your recording. I want you to delete your comment right now, dumbass. Hide your tracks before I catch you. Get out. And look, there's a village right there. Oh my god, perfect timing. Oh, it cannot be more perfectly timed. The hell out of my bed, child. Day 35, I'd continue my journey back home. And what's a journey without me dying? Or did I? Guess you're just gonna have to watch to find out. As soon as you hear blocks being broken like that, you just run. Oh, would you look at that? Okay, so everyone who deleted their dumbass comments, you are free to put them back. But I did make the MLG Pro move to put my bed mid-fight, get my spawn down, and spawn real close to my dead body. So I was able to easily retrieve that. And on day 36, I continued journeying on, and midway I found this tower which had some loot, the highlight being an enchantment table, which we were in dire need of. And then at last, I made it back home. When I say I got shooters on me, this is what I mean. Here's what's about to go down. So last time I checked, there was a little scary part down the hill. I'm gonna make sure that it doesn't exist anymore. Okay, that is actually bad. Yes! Oh my god, it's actually working. It's working! Thankfully, this CDU was beginning to turn the tide, and while I was gone, this infection got a little out of control, so I put my CDU in the center of it all, and got a message while I was clearing up the area. No! Okay, this makes me slightly more hopeful, except for that prepare one. That one scares me a little. That means the big boy has spawned, if I'm not mistaken. Day 38 would be the day I take on that big boy. Holy sh**. Come on. I got this. I got this. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, not like this, bro. As I circled around the CDU, it kept on damaging the Calamity, and at last, it would fall. Oh my god! I collected what it dropped, but there wasn't much time to celebrate, unfortunately. Again? Today's the day we reclaim the abandoned village to get our stuff back. No more shall I be bullied by these scumbags. Thou shall not pass. Can't imagine what's underground if this is just on the surface. They are pissed. They are pissed. After that slight detour, I then looked upon what was once my home. Holy sh... No, 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 no. Things would get out of hand fast. Oh god. fast! I will get my property back. No one takes my property, son of a bitch. I don't mean to pat myself on the back already, but leaving some stuff behind was a smart move. Shut the fuck up. There is nothing to be celebrating right now, as I have lost my gear once more. So on day 40, I made my way back. Not only will I kill it, I'm gonna enjoy watching it suffer as I kill it. Ooh! Freaks of nature are spawning. Oh my god, bro. Okay, I'm dead again. Brilliant. Okay, I say we just go retrieve my body before that. Wow, what a smart move. Which is exactly what I did. And I refueled the CDU to continue its onslaught on the mycelium blocks. And all I did was watch on until I felt a bit more comfortable to get closer. My dead ass skeleton. Oh boy. Alright, let's start the transfer. I filled up my backpack and inventory with what I could get and headed back home to find that mycelium was spreading a bit more outward. So I left my CDU in that spot for overnight, and on day 41 I would do a checkup on what was up. But before that, I would expand my home a bit more and created a little station for all the spore blocks. After getting scared away, I went back to my home to find that the infection was somehow spreading in the heart of an icy mountain. Although the CDU was a huge asset, there was more I could do against this cordyceps infection, which was crafting the infected greatsword. Also, a little fact if you don't know much, but you can heal your spore armor and weapons in the incubator by putting biomass, which is exactly what I did. Afterwards, I went a bit deeper into the heart of the mountain, placed my CDU in hopes it would get rid of the mycelium in that area, and expanded my home a bit more. Wait, didn't I have a bunch of books? Oh, did I leave them at the lab? Okay, I need to make another trip back to the old place. Day 42, I crafted the cryogenic regent, however, I did not use it just yet. And on my way to the old home, I had some trouble. Dude, I was so close to killing it. Oh god. Those are powerful beings. Pussies. That's what all of these... What the f*** is that creeper? Wait. That's not a creeper, is it? Oh my god, I'm hallucinating. Don't worry, I see you. Yes! I got a little too occupied with taking out that vigil and its minions, so on day 43, I then made my way back to the old home. However, there was a calamity that I had yet to take out, so I did what I had to do. Thankfully, the CDU does most of the work and that thing dropped down into the ground, so I finally made my way back to my house and grabbed just the essentials that I needed. There we are. Let's get to... Oh god. Don't look behind you. Just keep going. Day 44. I used my scanner to do a little bit more research into the fungal remains I had collected to learn more about them and crafted more fungal material. And just as I was getting comfortable with this home, I was hearing noises that put me on edge. Explosions coming a bit too close for my liking. Okay, it's too much for my liking. What the f... The red flags were beginning to show up for this area as these more evolved, or I don't know if it's evolved, but developed fungal mobs were starting to spawn like crazy on top of the mountain, and I was really not liking it this much. They're freaking everywhere. Jesus Christ. Of all the little twat things I could get hit by right now. Oh my god. Day 45, I was in search of sugar cane since I needed sugar. So I traveled out from the mountains and found just that. Also ran into one of my old dead bodies, which had some stuff that I could put to use. How goes it? Oh, we'll take the ice canister and the bread, the arrows, and my bow, and the iron pickaxe, and the shield. The cobblestone while we're at it. Once again, home was getting more and more uncomfortable, but I tried my best to block out the noise since I really did not want to move since I thought this was the one. But on day 46, when I went up to the surface, it was time to face the harsh reality. What the f is... I dug a straight line out of the mountain and went to the, I guess we'll just call it the countryside, to get rid of some of the mycelium infection that was on the surface and the mobs that came with it. Enchant game, Simper. So, because I kept on dying, well, I was lacking in levels in order to enchant myself. So, what better place to go than the old bunker where I died who knows how many times. While I was there, I also took it upon myself to loot and take on the creatures that came my way. The f*** is a sniper? Now that's a cool scene out of a movie. This isn't. This isn't. Now that's the cool part where I closed the door with half a heart. Day 47. I continued going through the bunker, collecting what I could. Also, every now and then, a cordyceps freak would come up from the ground that I would have to take out, and eventually I found myself cornered in a room where things would escalate. Stupid hallucination, bro. Oh my god, it's all in my head, bro. What the hell? I actually need to get going. I'm gonna run out of food. Get the f*** out of here ASAP. Thankfully, when I returned to my body, I was able to retrieve it at peace. Trust me, bear with me, this is the tearing down, so that when I build up, I will become stronger than ever. Alright, here we go. Day 48. I would make my way up to the surface where it was nighttime and raining, so best believe there was some stuff coming my way. Bro, it's trying to drop that creeper. Day 49. I had my daily dose of very, very close calls, and at this point I had run out of food, so I had to resort to eating raw food. Gordon Ramsay would slap me across the face for doing that, but hey, at least I'm not an idiot sandwich yet. You know what makes this better? Back home, there's a blimp mycelium flying freak. I have no idea how I'm gonna take out. I don't know if it'll reach, you know, my snow thing. Anyone who claims to have done this in hardcore, I would raise an eyebrow. Because ain't no way. No, I'm so stupid. I don't know why I haven't upgraded my backpack in a minute. I have the facilities for it. It's just not the brain power. Awfully quiet. I knew it would be too quiet. Pull me down, bro. What the f— There's no way that's how I— yeah, that was probably the dumbest way and non-cool way I could have died against that blimp. So my spawn was set back to the abandoned village, so I collected what I could and tried to stay positive about everything that was going on. Okay, at least it's in a safe spot in my body. So you gotta look at the positive sometimes, even when it seems like there isn't. Well, here's a good thing. As I speak, that ice thing is going to town. Honestly, once I get rid of that blimp, I think I'm gonna move again. I think a frozen ocean biome is calling my name. Bro, I need the cold to help. Please die, bro. You are nothing to society. You'd be the brokest in this economy. Unbothered. Unbothered. No. No. Oh my god, there's so many of them. At last, the blimp would fall to the ground, and the mountainside would see peace for some time. Did it die? This place be known as the Peak of Death. All the parasites who came here died here. Let it be known. To cap off the day, I prepared my little entrance home that kind of resembles an igloo now that I look at it. Day 51, I would ping what would potentially become my new home. Could go that way. Some ice spikes. And finally, I upgraded my backpack. Definitely should not have held out this long. If anyone commented, hey, you were a dumbass, you should have upgraded your backpack. Well, I just did. Oh, wow. That is a game changer. Okay, so we're gonna start a move away from this godforsaken land. I need to find a spot where I can build in peace, and I will be happy. Till then, every day is lived in fear. Even as I was just leaving my spots, there were mobs waiting for me. So for the rest of the day, I journeyed on, and on day 52, my adventure continued, where along the way I found what appeared to be a hospital from the distance, and I also took out some fungal infection. And man, these guys were really evolved wherever the hell I was going to, but thankfully the stuff I had I was able to take him out, and at last I arrived to my destination. I know the issue with the last spot is that I was surrounded by warm biomes. This is all cold. The ice spikes. Our new home. I eventually stumbled upon this little mountain of packed ice and started building conforming to the shape of it. I thought that would best suit our next home, and I did this for the rest of the day. And moving on to day 53, I continued with this effort and what would become, hopefully, my final home. I finished setting up things for the most part, and in the corner I made sure to put my fine china there. And on day 54, well, seemed like the infection was quite in a hurry to come to my new spot. Oh, there's underwater creatures. Sick. They swim now. I started to journey back to my old home since I wasn't able to fit everything into my inventory and backpack, and along the way I found this naked stone build, not sure what really to call it, that had lapis and diamond, so quite the bargain if you ask me. I didn't make it all the way, and on day 55 I had, well, quite the lovely morning. Would you look at that? What a pussy, bro. And wannabe creeper. Oh my god, what a jump. I gathered everything that I deemed important, leaving some things behind, and on the morning of day 56 I headed back home. Oh, can that end? You can tell the madness was starting to get a bit annoying. You know, at first it's bearable, it's scary, but then, you know, when you're hearing this 24/7, it's annoying. Nevertheless, we had to move on, and on day 57 I did some parkour as I got closer to my home, and at last I was back. Alright, Freakinato's still here. After dumping everything, I used the few shroom lights that I collected to spread near the entrance of my new home, and finally I could get crafting in peace. So first things first, I crafted my plated chest plate, my plated leggings, then I had to get my mimis, and on day 58 I crafted the material I needed to create the boots. Okay, I have all the plated armor. W. Next was the flesh armor, so started with the flesh boots, then got the leggings, then the chest plates, then it was on to the helmet. However, I was missing some key materials, that being organoid membrane, so I skipped making that and started making the living armor, combining the two things, the plated and flesh armor. Cryogenic aspect. Let's get that, and I think I kind of wasted it because I should have enchanted it first. 59. The chest plate could actually be even better, so I crafted wings, which turned into my reconstructed elytron. Then I made my smithing table, combined these three things, and had the living chest plate MK2. Your boy could fly, but I was already fly already, if you know what I'm saying. Didn't know what we've been through to get this. Okay, so all we need is organoid membrane. Feeling extra confident with what I got now. Swiper, no swiping anymore. Ooh, while we have the time, let's create a bow. Would I be getting some W's in the chat right now? I feel like it. W. Oh, then I got my infected bow, healed that thing up, and I was looking like a Titan straight out of Attack on Titan. Okay, so here's what I gotta do. I gotta get my levels up so that we can start enchanting this while also getting a humanoid membrane thing. But this is the first time I'm gonna be saying it. I want the smoke now. All these bloody noises, yeah, thou shalt not fear when you will be looking like this. Nearly 60 days it took us to get to this point. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a minute since I've flown in Elytra. Aha! Okay, I need organoid membrane. Nothing else. Everything else is irrelevant. What? Wait. Oh, bro. That's actually so cool. See, this is where the mod pack becomes fun. And you can actually put up a fight. Organoid membrane! Next thing you know, I had everything I needed and crafted the last piece, that being the living helmet. Now your boy was completely dripped out. I have max aura now. Not only that, but I have symbiosis, which makes me way faster. Now that we are goated, I think we get our enchantment table set up and farm for levels next. Look at that, bro. Look at that. I got like a ball sack on my chest. That's brilliant. Before ending the day, I got started crafting my enchantment table room, and on the morning of day 61, started hearing some noises coming from underground. Watch this. Afterwards, I finished up my enchantment table room, had level 30 going for me on there, and had a power 4 enchant waiting for this. Power 4 bow! Who goes there? So even though I hadn't been here for more than 5 days, I thought the infection was already here. So I added my CDU there, had a bit of a scuffle, but nothing I couldn't handle now that I was absolutely armored up. Day 62, I kind of had a freak out since my CDU broke the other day because that scumbag blew it up. I for some reason thought it was some complicated crafting recipe, but it turns out it's actually quite easy to craft the CDU, which I did exactly, and because I was very pissed off, I went deeper into the cave, placed that bad boy to get rid of the infection, and for some reason I got this to happen to me. Be gone, Satan. Well, as long as I don't get the text message, I think I'm doing good. Ow, ow! What the hell hit me? I have no idea what could have done that to me. That's the scary part. I was being very cautious with my new armor, so I decided to heal it all up and then wasted an Eye of the Vigil. What a waste. Day 63. Couldn't have had a more ecstatic morning. That was badass. With my Vigil Eye soup, I felt pretty damn good. You know, in the darkness, all of this infection and weird ass blocks always made me uncomfortable, but now that I could see in the dark, it wasn't really that scary until it went away. Oh, Eye of Sigil soup actually goes hard. I wasn't familiar with your game. Then I had, like, I don't know where this comes from, but like the weirdest, scariest cave noises I've ever experienced. So here's a little bit of that. So strap in and get your blanket, you know, you're gonna want that comfort. What is that? What the hell is that? Alright, I'll get out. Oh my god. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use tool, help track center of that piece of hive mind. Thinks it can step onto my land. So I know this thing can apparently backfire, potentially. Like, it'll let it track us. With the, I don't know how to say it, so we'll call it brain device. It can track down the exact coordinates of an anomaly. And the one it first gave me was very far away, and then the second got my interest because it was kind of near. However, I was dumb to realize it at that moment that it may have been in a location that I've been at previously. There's a mycelium freak in my house. Hi, peasant. Day 64. I started my journey towards this anomaly, and along the way I found this carriage and collected some wool since I needed a bed, and the hay bales that were there. I didn't make it to my location, but it was nice seeing that sunset and moonrise, and on day 65 I continued my journey, and then I had a nice little flying session. There's nothing more gratifying than getting to fly a long distance with your elytra, and then it finally hit me where exactly I was going, since I recognized those bloody bamboo and tall trees. And yeah, my worst nightmares came true since I was back to where I wanted to get far away from. I've returned. I've become 10 times stronger since the last time I came here. Oh, I see you, you peasant. Hello? Nah, that lag me hard. Since I was back to the mountainside where I had trouble in the past, I decided to clear up some of the infection that were there. Go to land! Ugh. Day 66. It was a disappointing trip since I decided not to go after Anomaly because I ain't going in the heart of a mountain. That stuff is underground and it's super, constrained, small spaces. I wasn't about that. So, honestly, this is like a really filler episode those past 2 days, not gonna lie. It's kind of like the skits in an album that you skip over and don't listen to after the first listen. So anyways, day 67, I was back at my home and crafted some meaty ice cream, which gives you fire resistance, and then I looked into how exactly do you make bullets, because your boy had a revolver, but how do you make the bullet casings? Well, not gonna lie, it was with stuff that I knew I wasn't gonna find anytime soon, so it was quite discouraging. This is kicking my ass. A lead. I don't even know where the hell to get lead from. Haven't seen it. Day 68. I decided to go hunting for cows since I needed leather for something I wanted to build that goes towards getting the bullets, so kind of useless. But anyways, it's always good to get leather and food. And while I was out there, I found a rare sheep. Pink sheep? No way. Do you know how rare this is? In my small adventure, I found one of those towers I'd found in the past and took the blast furnace and furnaces and found a spyglass. And then on top of the tower, I found what I believe to be a graveyard or something of the sorts, because it was absolutely laced with human remains. So the reason why I chopped and got rid of them all is because this is how the fungal infection grows and stops from starvation, so had to take it out. I made it back home by night, went to sleep, and on day 69, well, let's say it'll go down as one of my least favorite days. You're welcome, by the way. Jesus Christ. Okay, bro, is that tanking engaging me like no XP? In this economy, why should I be surprised? I expanded my enchantment table room to fit another portal and light that bad boy up. 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Oh dang, it's got base. Alright, let's find another fortress. What are the odds? What the hell are those? Okay, I'm out. Dragons Association. Who we are? It's a group formed after the outbreak of the cordyceps fungi. We are committed to fight against the spore infection. After investigation, we discovered that the end dragon found in the end dimension has a very corrosive breath that we tested against the infected. This breath could be the key to making sure to destroy the outer armor of these awful monsters. Okay, we gotta start finding Endermen. That's what I like to see. You know what? That'll reveal their location. I wanted to see what was up. What the f was up at Denny's? Anyhow, I got a lot of messages as the cordyceps fungi were growing like crazy. And, the reason why this was my least favorite day is because, well, look. Oh my god! Where did that come from? Kill these blocks. Kill these blocks off. No! It's falling apart, which means I think it died? Genuinely, how do you... So this era, starting on day 70, let's call it the Lag Wars. Because this thing was building God knows how much All my battles for a bit were quite laggy, and my arrows decided to have ED and be floppy as so, I had to deal with it. Later on, I healed my armor and continued taking a peek outside, investigating the anomaly from a distance. I have yet to see the other side. I just need to find the middle and kill it. Day 71. My efforts to find the middle were kind of counterproductive because with the CDU, I'm kind of caving it in with the blue blocks that's full. After I decided to lure out the calamity as best as possible, I tried my best with my ED arrows and the snowballs I threw towards it, but the CDU did most of the work. I took my first peek inside of the giant meatball, but no sign of where exactly this proto hive mind was at, so I decided to go on top of a high tower, go swooping in, and drop a CDU on top in hopes of the blocks falling on top of it and killing it. Okay, I think I know what I need to do. I need to kill the calamity, throw a pair, and go down in there. Day 72, I crafted another CDU since I left the other one on top of the anomaly, and I was running low on arrows, so I went out to go chicken hunting. Did this for the majority of the day, and then I stumbled upon a pumpkin biome, so it was very nice of it to have carved pumpkins already, so I collected those. Then I ran into this small little lava pool and decided to collect 4 buckets of it, and then made it back home. Day 73. It was time to take out that calamity. In my playground now. Gone. That was a severe lapse of my judgment. And he's dead. Move in, move in. Yeah, put a marker on me all you want. Cow, bro! My efforts to reach the center were constantly being shut down, and I swear this cordyceps infection are on some DJ Khaled shit, because they always have another calamity. They're like, another one. I kill one, another one. So I dealt with it, and on the following day, I continued cautiously approaching the anomaly. And as I took a peek down there, man, it was looking a bit crazy. Oh my god. Okay, brain noodles better give me some crazy brain. Where can I enter from? Like, where is it, man? I think I actually need to stop this because it's making it stockpile and making it impossible to get in there. Now I have like 0 way of getting in. In other words, I played myself. Day 75. Enderman! I then tried a very unorthodox way of entering the center of this hive mind, placing doors. I was quickly given the middle finger, let's put it that way. We're gonna go to that bunker that's nearby, get our levels, get gunpowder, and create a crap ton of TNT. Day 76. I was in search of a bunker so that I could farm levels. Alright, the bunker was either that way or this way. Wow, what a beautiful biome. In the village! No time though, we gotta find that bunker. My memory serves me right. I broke spawners and looted what was in the chests, and then I found what I like to call RGB crystals. Level 30! I continued exploring the bunker on day 77 and found this massive carrot farm down there, so I took all of the carrots that were there and transformed them into golden carrots. I was also in need of gunpowder since I wanted to create some TNT, and thankfully I would run into quite a few creepers down in the bunker. They're unemployed, by the way, they just had to rub it in. I'll stay exploring in the bunker all of day 77, continuing into day 78, where I heard this strange music coming from somewhere, so I decided to mute it, and then I finally found out where it was coming from. Oh, it's this freak. What the hell? Is that what causes the music to be played? One small, the rule of 7 will prevail. Day 79. I was asking myself, how do I get back up like a pro? Oh, would you look at that? They just can't stand me winning. They're preying on my downfall 24/7. I returned home and went straight to the enchantment table to enchant my bow, helmet, and leggings, all with pretty decent enchants. Day 80, all I needed was some sand to create the TNT that I wanted to do a little experiment with, and here's how that experiment went. Look at that punch go to work. So because of all the fallen blocks I created, I decided my best approach was to create a hole on the top and drop TNT to try and clear it up as best as possible so that I could create a pathway to get even closer to the proto-hive mind. Day 81. I started by cooking some tumors that I had, and then I tried to get close to the proto-hive mind once more. Once again, just still having learned my lesson to the blocks and what they do. And then under the ice, I heard this. Day 82. Whoa, wow, look at that message on the bottom left. Anyhow, I now started my approach towards the middle of the hive mind, now that things were a bit more cleared up. Eventually, I got spooked away and had to face this being. What the hell is that? Go back to Canada? Does look like a moose, doesn't it? You're kind ain't welcome here, Canadian. I dug even deeper into the ground and found a big cave opening that was completely infested. The howls of the cordyceps infection could be heard, but I wanted to silence it, so I placed my CDU and went back to the top, only to find a very anticlimactic thing to happen. Wait, is it not rebuilding anymore? Did it die? I think I may have gotten it from a distance. Not gonna lie, I was a bit disappointed. I wanted to face that proto-hive mind face to face after all of the madness and chaos that it caused, but here you can see the aftermath of its destruction, and, well, I guess I'm just glad it's finally gone. And it did take my CDU with it. That's okay. Oh, there's the monster. What the whoa! Nice to meet you. Get out from my swamp, boy. Actually, I don't know if I can say that. I extended out with my cobblestone and placed my CDU towards the middle of the destruction. Then I crafted myself another CDU, and on day 83 I went to investigate a little more of what was left, which would lead to a kind of close call. Oh my god, I've never tensed up that badly. How uncivilized. Oh wow. Oh, it's an illusion. Oh, I definitely have like madness to the max. Madness 3. Oh yeah. Alright, let's make the whole place come down. Because of that, that just pissed me off. So I was doing my best job to take out the remaining biomass blocks that were left over. And then it came back to me that my next task was to get some ender pearls, since the end was calling our name. Afterwards, I went back to the enchantment table where, I continued seeing things, but then went back to it, took a risk, took a big L with the living boots enchant. Oh, we can swim fast now. I suppose I gotta stay up for the night since I'm hunting endy men. From the top ropes. I decided to eat a milky sack. Yeah, pretty gross, but it does get rid of bad side effects, such as the madness that was constantly causing me to hear things, so finally glad to get rid of that. I then went even deeper towards the cave, placed another CDU, and during nighttime I went to hunt. Give me a music disc. Oh, pro. What'd I get? Blocks. Day 84, I continued hunting Enderman and going deeper into the cave, clearing things up as best as possible, and then I found some reconstructed mines that were lingering about. How they survived, I have no idea, so I did what I could to get rid of them. Unfortunately, I was constantly being given wither, mycelium infection, and weakness, so the process was a bit annoying. Alright, let's clear this up. I would like to have I don't want HOA pulling up, saying my house isn't acceptable. Enderman! Watch this. Damn it. That sucked. Basically, the Mycelian freaks blew a 3-1 lead here. Isn't that sad? All of this for nothing! Maybe I go to the nether because, I'm trying to think of everything, I can have the fire resistance on me. And we'll get to level 30 pretty fast. So finally, it dawned to me that I should go to the nether because I can easily farm levels there. Alright, where are the spawners at? So your boy went on a killing spree against all the wither skeletons and blaze that were there. While doing so, there was tons of great loot scattered across the fortress, and I overall had a great time just getting to experience this nether fortress. So just sit back, watch, and enjoy. I'm running through this fortress like Anakin in the Jedi Temple. This is so cool, dude. Vanilla Minecraft. Take notes. I'm joking. I won't be that much of an asshole. Was this a wither? Oh, look at that. The nether. You know what? I'm gonna watch the Minecraft movie after this recording session. And the next one, I'll let you know how I feel. Whoa, magma cubes are some weird looking fellas now. Towards the end of my exploration, I found some regular looking blazes, and man, it was kind of crazy, but what I'm about to say is pretty true. You know, it's crazy I'm saying this, but this is more comforting than the overworld. Oh, that is ugly. And just below the hate I have for the cordyceps infection are ugly ass gas, which is every single one of them, so you know I had to get that achievement. Yes! What a lovely day. Day 86. Okay. So the enchantment table. I went back to the enchantment table and enchanted my chest plate, and then had this to say. So y'all, I watched the Minecraft movie, and I can't lie, I wish I got to see it in theaters because I hadn't laughed that much in a minute. I understand it came out in April, so I'm pretty late to the game, but you know, I had it kind of a revival of all of the memes that came with it, so bear with me for a little bit. The nether. They love crushing loaf. Flint and steel. Chicken jockey. The nether. Water bucket. Release. Coming in hot. Shall we? Ah-ha-ha. Would you look at that? Oh, a phase bone. Look at that. Naturally spawned. Day 87. Unfortunately, it seems like the cordyceps was trying to get back at me. So that means proto hive mind spawned, if I'm not mistaken, because if I'm getting madness from here, it means somehow the proto hive mind has returned. The only question is where. Anyways, we're looking for Enderman. Enderman! Oh. I spent the whole day hunting Endermen because for some weird reason they seem to spawn more during the daytime. I feel like their spawn rate is a bit higher. Anyways, day 88. My task was still set onto going to the end, so I continued my hunt of Endermen. I'm looking at you, I'm looking at you, I'm looking at you. And then took a quick peek as to what exactly was developing underneath. They were digging through here. Not anymore. Alright, well, I think I'm good with the supply I have. Dump what we got, and get going. You know, something I just realized I haven't done is just torch up the area. I bet that would help. After torching up the area and taking out Enderman, I decided to create a friend, since it was getting quite lonely for me. Voila, have ourselves a companion. Day 89, I felt comfortable with the supply of Eye of Enders that I had, so I decided to start searching for the stronghold, which took me to the west side. At least I think. Can't say water bucket release if you don't got no water. The hell happened here in the Matrix? I eventually honed in into the location and started making stairs down, but somehow the infection beat me there, and I was getting wither and mycelium infection from God knows where, so I had to deal with the cordyceps infection that was there. Something that happens is if there are 3 proto hive minds in your world, more evolved fungal mobs spawn naturally, so that's why I was constantly having to deal with these more advanced ones wherever I was going. You know, everywhere I go, I see their faces. What the hell happened? So after dealing with the infection horde, I went back to my task of finding the stronghold, and on day 90, that is exactly what happened. Yes! I spy my little IO. Coming in hot! That being said, oh wow, that is good. 53? Damn! Unfortunately, I lost some eye vendors, but thankfully there were some endermen inside, so I took them out swiftly and got back on track to finding the portal frame. I did some looting throughout the process, and at last, I would find the room. Or actually, found it. Oh. Thankfully, there's already one in here. What? Oh. Now enjoy this sick montage. Oh, my glass bottles. Oh. Aha. Oh. Down to one. I defeated the Ender Dragon on day 91, and with it came some very, very big levels. This item that I'm not sure what exactly it does, and of course, the dragon egg. During the fights, you saw that I was collecting dragon's breath, which, to the point, I had no idea what the hell to do with it, even with the quest line. Apparently I could create like a corrosion potion, but it didn't exactly show me how to make it, besides some weird ass, spitter thing. Anyways, I would return back into the wilderness where I set to my spawn points, and I would go to sleep, and on day 92, I discovered how fast these mycelium freaks were just relentless in spreading their infection. Is there a hive mind? How did this happen so fast? Like, I've only gone through here. Beautiful sights of my home, even with all the decay. What the fuck? How does it do it when I'm gone? On all around my house. Hell no, bro. Snowman! Still alive. I have no idea how they developed that fast when I was gone. Doesn't make sense. Anyways, I crafted a grindstone to disenchant my great sword, created a name tag Steve for our lovely snowman who, he... No! He freaking died. But on day 93, let's just say the real Steve was created. Steve. And then I would spot from a distance a new kind of calamity. Yes. So remember those bamboo spikes I crafted a long time ago? Well, I put them to use, because definitely spreading them out will really show those parasites, huh? Alright, let's see what has developed here. Wait, I have a solution for this part here. You simply can't be asked. Just pour some lava. Day 94, I went back to the enchantment table and finally found out that you can re-roll for a very cheap price. So I was used to, just spending a whole level to reset the enchantment table. That's just what happens when you're so accustomed to things. But thankfully, I found out just in time to do it with the infected greatsword and re-rolled the hell out of it, and it was worth it. I then combined it with some of the sharpness books I had and got that bad boy to sharpness 5. Boom. Boom. Oh my god. I am more powerful than you could ever imagine. I then crafted the combat pickaxe. The little tricky thing was with this thing is it would also pick up enchantments that were meant for swords, So when I got efficiency 4 on it, I also got sharpness 3. Okay, weird combination, but we'll keep it. I went back to unarming the fungal mobs that were spawning, and then went to sleep, and on day 95, I continued going deeper to check what was up underground, since I didn't want this new proto-hive mind to get out of control, so I put the CDU down there. Okay, there's a big chungus. Went back to the enchantment table, and got Unbreaking 3, Sweeping Edge 3, crafted another CDU. We're gonna do a little bit of cleanup, and then we're gonna go to the hospital that is nearby and take it out. I'm so happy to see that message. Day 96. So I don't know if you remember, but when we first traveled to this biome, along the way I ran into what appeared to be a hospital. So I went back through my tracks to try and find this place, and eventually I did. Where is the hospital? Nani? Okay, I gotta stop doing that. Aha! Memory serves me right, ladies and gentlemen. Is it a hospital or a prison? What's the difference? It wasn't funny. Went into the lobby room, which of course was covered with spores, and treaded carefully since there were some tight corners. Oh! I mean, if there's a light somewhere, that would be phenomenal. Whoa! The scientist. That suit was just for show. I think so too. 44 arrows, that's actually a huge W. Oh, they're all in here, bro. But I'm free. What the hell? I didn't know scientists exploded. Cleared. He's got a little bomb on him. There you are. I continued looting the hospital throughout the day, but I needed a breather from it all, so I went to sleep right outside, and on day 97 I continued exploring by going up to the next level. A redstone contraption, huh? Griefer who can't break blocks. Ironic, isn't it? K.O. Oh, that was close. Sometimes a roasted tumor can blow you up. I was finding a lot of the same loot that I had already found previously. I think the only new thing was the music disc I found in the jukebox. That was the Harbinger 69. The Harbinger 69. That can be definitely taken out of context. On to the next level. The warden's office. Will I find Brutus here? There wasn't anything of value on the top level except for arrows, since that was what I was lacking, but there was still one level left to explore. This hole that went down into the ground. Down there I found more infected scientists and creepers, which I took out safely, and then found some pretty good loot. Whoa! Okay, I found some power generator. Oh! This actually lit up everything. That's so cool. Look at this. Got a whole incubator. Okay, could use a heal up. BCU, cooler looking storage. Life is good. What do we have here? Reconstructed mind. Oh, do not kill my bat. Please don't die. No! His blood is on my hands. Day 98. I say we go back home. Day 98, I started my journey back home, and thankfully it was very, very fast, thanks to my elytra. Anyways, what the hell do we have here? Is that hive mind dildo? Like, actually, what is this? Bye-bye. Oh, the mycelium freaks wanted to surprise me before I leave, eh? Oh, there's another one over there. Just curious what's inside it. Let's let my intrusive thoughts take over real quick. Actually, just nothing. Just decoration for the lulz. Okay, we have a freak trying to unearth itself as we speak. That rhymed. At this point, we all know how these battles go. The calamities were now not really a threat to me. However, after taking out that one, there appeared to be another one that came out of the darkness, and on day 99, I found just that. However, it was screwing up underneath my home. Okay, whatever the f that is, it's coming up. With that being said, it was technically my last day in this world, so I took it upon myself to do as much damage against these freaks. So enjoy the little montage. Ooh! So uncivilized. Canada guy. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that was stupid. I'll admit. There's a little freak there. You gotta take it here. Blue bomb. Let's see what this one does. Whoa! Okay, that was cool. Look at that. It's taking out one of those sucky thingies. This was not here before, 100%, bro. And they tore this up like termites. I get the last laugh here, though. I had to leave my mark on this world, and I would watch the sunset once more. And then I finally realized the severe amount of damage that was caused to my home. But Thankfully, this home lasted me for the rest of the 100 days. Boom! Your boy reached day 100 after so much adversity. Not gonna lie, this was a tough one. I wanted to quit so badly, but I pushed on because I don't quit that easily. Anyhow, like and subscribe for more 100 days. One of the few channels that does them for real, so I really appreciate it. Shout out to these members, and see y'all in the next one. Peace.